and welcome to my channel. My name is, you're watching Peach J. Cooper, the model builder, and we're going on, as you can see right here is the kit build that we're going on. We've got 3 more stages to do, stages to do. Got 3 magazines as well, and 31 to 34, and we're doing quite a bit of stuff here. Let me just change that around so you can let me just put it like that way. So these are the parts that we will be using in stage 31. 31. And we've got some stuff here and we're going to put together, and these are going to be put together. But you'll see that in... so we're going to put those 2 together. These, and that's pretty darn easy. Have a look at where the screw holes are. You cannot put it in the other way, so you have to do it a certain way. And these are BPs, of course. This is all plastic that I'm holding now, and 3 of them. So I'm going to try my new found screwdriver. So we're putting those in, and then we're going to do something that I really like. It's putting those universal joints on. I really dislike those. So these are the universal joints that we're talking about, and we're putting them on with some more BPs. So the best thing to do is put that there, hold it, and screw it in. And then at one end, and we put that one on. And this one is getting to be a little bit harder to put on because there's no way you can hold that. There we go, that's a lot better. Okay, I'm going to put those aside a bit. And let's turn that car upside down. Is that safe? I'm going to get a cloth out, and they're here to protect that engine. Okay, and we're going to put 2 more BP screws in this universal joint. Let's turn it around and do the same thing again. It's a bit fiddly to put those screws in because you need to line up the screw hole perfectly to get that in. So we've got it in. There we go. Like so. Then we're going to put that one. This is a little bit of a strange one because you need to put it in that slot that is there and push it in, and then you can put a BP through that hole there. There we go. That's in there. Now we are going to put it on like so, and we're going to put that on its side, otherwise it will be pushed up by because I'm putting it on the engine. We're screwing the we're using the GMs, but we're screwing into metal. We need to put a little, it's easier to put a little bit of oil on that. It helps you screw that screw down. So as you can see, it's in there like so. And that panel on that side, that was step number 6. Step number 7 is putting that little thing on. It is a tiny little thing, and it needs to be put on like so. Don't know if you can see it. Let me just zoom that in a bit. as you can see right there. And then we're on the other side, we're going to put a DP in there, BP. Okay, after a lot of moving around, I've got the wires, the hoses and wires connected properly, except for one lead, which I cut short, which is supposed to be connected from this side to the battery point. But we're not going to do anything about that. We are going to take a cable and put it from that point there. There is a little connector there. Maybe I'll show you right there. Right there, and we're going to connect it from one side to that side, and we're going to put it through that one. Oh, that's just about too short. How come? It is really, yep. Okay, it works, but you have to push it a little bit. Okay, that is step 10 done. We're going to 11, 31, this one, which will be connected to something here, which I do not see at the moment. Fit one end of the rear brake into the front post of the rear brake. And we're going to leave it loose in there. Apparently we're not doing anything with it as of yet. Now, let's see how that comes out on the other side. I'm going to leave it right there. As you can see, it's loose here, and we're going to leave it that way. I stuffed these hoses up a bit, but I'm going to leave it as it is, hoping that it will be all right. Then we're going to put one of these to this post, which is the lower one here. And that is this stage done. Okay, that's magazine number 31 done. It's broken me because I've not been paying attention where wires are, where hoses were supposed to be connected. That one I connected to there, and then it came up short, but I found out that is. So I'll switch them around a bit, and I'll see if I can connect them, because I had a wire here that was not connected either properly. So, but we're going on to 32, and we're getting 32 out, and 33 is exactly the same, but the opposite side. So we've got these parts, and we're most probably going to put them together like so, and then we're going to screw them together. So we're starting with the APs, which are these, and we're putting 3 APs in. So we're putting it on like so. Then we're putting this one on like so, and we're putting 3 APs on that. Sorry for the screeching of my chair. I've tried several things, but I cannot get it to work. So if anyone has any advice how to take care of that instead of buying a new one, it's the second hand already, and I screwed everything tight, but it's still screeching whenever I move about a bit. Still one at the end. Then we've got 2 stages in one. 32 and 33. Like number 33 is a like number 1. I'll keep you guessing on what I mean with that. So this is metal. We've got a few BP screws. Let's see what we are going to do. Okay, we're putting that on, and we're using some BP screws to get that in. Two EM screws from the box. Or is it 3? 3. I'll get one extra. I did put a tiny drop of oil. I almost wanted to say glue. And then just 2 more BPs, and this one is done as well. I was that bit with all those hoses is those hoses are mostly very fiddly. Hoses are usually very fiddly, and you have to, but in this case I've made a few mistakes, so I urge you to have a good look where things go. I know this last stage, this magazine is not very clear on what goes where, but at least that's what I found. I found that it's because I looked back now to try and correct what I've done, and it was just not clear enough. At a certain point, I was guessing where goes, and I've got 2 cables unconnected at the moment. One, due to the fact that it is such a tiny little thing that has to go into a part that's really hard to get to. It just came out, so it's really hard to get to now, and that makes it even worse to try and get into it. So we're going on. 33 and 32 have been done, because we're going to the last stages with 34, and looks like the differential. So this is all we have, plus some GM and some VP screws. So this is metal, and we're putting this one on, which is plastic. Plastico, like so. And we're turning around and putting some BPs in there. That is on with 2 BP screws on that side. As you hear, that's metal and that's plastic. So that is done. Step. Right, so we put that on, and we put GM screws in there. And I've just got the one, so I need to open up the pack. But let's finish this off. And that is that whole thing together. I was thinking of putting some silver on that, but this is all tactile, so sprayed with the black stuff. So I'm going to leave it like it is, and let's do the check. We've got all the screws here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Nothing missing here. No, okay. So we've got, let me put the side camera on so I can show you what, and we're completely done. I've got nothing left with making that differential. It was all done. So we've got the car here. Oh, I need to zoom you out completely. So you can see the car right there. I'm not sponsored by them, so put it away. And that is what's underneath. So the whole exhaust system is there. All the wire, the hoses and the wires and the fuel lines and everything is in there as well, which was a hassle, but I've done it, and I'm going to leave it as it is, although it's not as it should be. But as you can see right there, it's pretty nice. So we're going to put that differential housing with it, and in a month's time we're going to do some more. But wow guys, that was something. I'm knackered now because of those hoses that I put in wrong. Really something you have to have a good look at. I know the magazine wasn't very thorough in showing where its things are going. I would have liked that a little bit more. We see that with most of the part work builds, but this one it's not very good, because what you see is neat enough. The ones that are loose, you cannot see. So we're gonna leave it like it is. But have a look at my channel. There are quite a few other builds that I do. Please like, subscribe, and pass it on this build or on the other builds as well. But I do hope to see you next time on any of my other builds. And thank you very much. See you next time.